maybe it's happening. We'll just have to wait and see. Has Inferno and his duo sort of just farm up. Let's go jump on board with more people in tournament. Racing Genie FPS. We did see them in game number 1, sort of clutching up quite significantly, but game number 2 just didn't go in their favor. And some of these things happen. I mean, you are expected to do good and not have that consistency across the board, but it's always good to have it. Try work as much as possible as you can. Does look like he's able to get that revive, and I was hoping that he was going to make a play for it, and you can see finally he does so. Ricey and E-Take, birthday boy and E-Take, still very much alive in game number 3 as well, and it does look like he's also going in for a reboot, so won't give them too much of an attention over there on day. And Piff and Smitey, let's see what's happening over here, guys. They were quite close to, you know, B-Boy and Morg, but they find themselves now rotating just outside into the main lands of Corny Complex, and loadout looking pretty much decent. Pulse rifle, green tack, some red peppers, a sniper, so they're looking really juicy right here. "71 players across the board, 46 seconds until that zone starts closing in as well." And I mean, it's not a reflection of game number 1, but it is still very much a stacked game. Here's a couple disguises that we've seen in a competitive tournament. You love to see it. You just love to see it. Fortnite ZA with all the aspects of entertainment and everything across the board. I mean, crazy stuff. You love to see it. What has come into play over here. Piv and Smiley just rotating in a couple box and grass. Nothing too serious over here. He jumps out of that on his end. They grabbed himself a juicy launch pad as well on that rotation. There's a storm surge warning, which I know for a fact won't be activating in the scenes over here. So that's going to be a GG's. But game number 3, guys, brought to you by LITE Gaming, Exit Lag, and Soraya sponsoring the events over here, which is really what stands out for us, guys, is these events. 9,000 Rand prize pool, and really a story that could be told for the first time ever. Piano and Lurker winning their duo tournament. Question is, will they remain with that consistency? I haven't seen any kill feed just yet, so we could potentially witness them making it all the way into the end games, and that's where it's going to be, again, storytelling moments, guys. That's what really moves the community as much as possible. And a good pump from Psycho and Gloves over here as they fight themselves in the pits of dirty docks. The zone's still very much on them, and now we're starting to see a more fun, beautiful game from Gloves and Psycho, but a little bit of a third party coming into effect over there with a huge 105 body snipe and a third party focus now, as he's able to utilize some minis. He still has a big part left to go, and Gloves and Psycho can survive this, honestly. And we do see another player getting revived for so that Storm Surge somehow stays alive, guys, and 493 damage above for Glubs and Psycho. As they double key, they managed to get that wall. Their back count looking so much better than it has in the previous games that we've been witnessing them. He's gonna try line up a snipe, but unfortunately just isn't gonna connect. And that Storm Surge is gonna activate somehow, somewhere across the board. It happens, but that's what I love about Fortnite South Africa, is that they don't stop until the very end. And we are witnessing Glubs take on huge amount of damage dealt to his oppositions right now. Does look like they get a knock over here as well, and now the opposition trying to disengage as much as he can. He's going to utilize a launch pad to his name, and this could definitely help out Glubs and Psycho to rotate into the next zone quite successfully. The Glubs and them now sitting on 2 eliminations, and that's where it really gets juicy right now. Trying to focus up on the players rotating in the ocean, and it doesn't look like they're going to connect any shots whatsoever. But there's a loadout. I say the RNG is too good to be true that, you know, Glubs and Psycho don't even win this game. It's possible, and we're going to witness it, guys. Watch the space. We're going to have Glubs and Psycho win this game. Their entire loadout game 1 and 2 has been so horrendous. No mats going into the end game position. No proper pump going into the end game. It's either a gray tack or gray pump or green pump. But this time, that loadout there is really juicy. He's going to get tagged up quite a bit. Glubs now on 25 blue, and Cycle just about 140 if I'm not mistaken on his end. But they have the heals to utilize and get, you know, just the right amount of health back. It's 195 on Glubs and 190 somewhat on Psycho. Look at these players swim here like fish. A nice 22 tag. 44. He's managed to crack 44 white. That's the thing about being in water, is that you gotta spam build as much as you can possibly. Again, 44 coming in from Glubs. Glubs really dealing the damage that we have over here. Will they get this elimination to their name is the question. Does not look like, but a lot of builds being utilized from their opposition. A nice 22 to say, hey, you got lucky this time, but next time it is gonna be a full-on metal W key as well as a 59 players. Glubs and Psycho has had enough screen time to show us exactly what loadout means for them. Neymar and Woke. A duo we have not seen in the Duo Winter Cup. But this time around, they are alive. They've positioned themselves in a good position, and that is on a pylon on height. And we saw Woke's username in game number 1. Woke up on height. So we are finding this to be somewhat true. Nice tag coming in from Neymar. That zone starts to shrink, and we can see whether or not Neymar's positioning has secured them the next zone. still so much players across the board that are alive right now, guys. And, you know, those placement points just haven't settled in just yet. Let's go over to Game 1 winners, Rejects and Travis, to see what is happening with them. How have they done? And it does look like we're going to find Goliath, Rejects, and Travis being eliminated. So that consistency is slacking quite a bit from the team over there. Ricey and E-Tech still alive in this one with 641 damage. It does look like he's managed to break down a player, and he goes in for the full-on W key, but he's going to get tagged up quite significantly, and now needing to heal. He doesn't have the amount of HP to continue this W key, and it doesn't look like they're in zone, so they need to make a top in to get into the next zone, and he's going to leave that med kit behind. So now Ricey just on a pits of hell right here. It does look like he's going to get knocked to the storm with literally 9 HP. He gets knocked down. It does look like he's going to die here due to the storm. However, Ricey not staying up focused. He's going to get eliminated across the board over there. And if I'm not mistaken, that was Globs and Psycho who got that elimination. We did see those skins earlier on. E-Tech being on a heavy amount of pressure as he's just trying to heal up, but it's going to get focused up quite severely. No pressure on them, however, as we let them do what they can do best. And let's go over to Globs and Psycho just to see where they position. And you can tell, yes, it is Globs and Psycho to pick up the elimination on Ricey. Ricey found himself in a tough position, but it's good to see, you know, those eliminations across the board start to pick up for Globs and Psycho. That placement points as well across here. There goes the launchpad play to get into the first 50-50 zone. I say first 50-50 zone because it's almost like it is your first moving zone in a way, but that's just me thinking out loud. It is the 50-50 zone aspects that in 40 seconds come to life over here, and you can find Psycho and Globs in a good position of hugging the mountain and a good rally location to find themselves in, because when those rotations sort of move more upwards, all the players on low ground who haven't already made those early rotations are going to find a really tough rotation for themselves, having to pickaxe or shoot their way through previous builds. Maybe that's not the case and it does go to the low ground. Then all the high ground players need to start putting themselves down. And there's E-Tech with an elimination from Globs. And geez, that is a team wipe coming in from Globs and Psycho, as they were just able to pick up E-Tech, the duo partner for Ricey. And not a fun day or party day here for Ricey, as he's not able to celebrate anything other than just his birthday, as he's now find himself getting eliminated mid-game quite significantly, more so game 1, 2, and 3. We still got game 4 and 5. If they need to clutch up, they need to get those victory. We still got game 4 and 5. If they need to clutch up, they need to get those victory. We still got game 4 and 5. If they need to clutch up, they need to get those victory. We still got game 4 and 5. If they need to clutch up, they need to get those victory. We still got game 4 and 5. If they need to clutch up, they need to get those victory. We still got game 4 and 5. If they need to clutch up, they need to get those victory. What about Woke? Where are they situated? And we're gonna go over to their gameplay right now, and you can see it's a good launch pad from him. And will they be able to secure that height is the question. It does look like he's managed to just top ahead of his enemies over here. It does look like, however, Woke up on height, very much damaged. But, you know, they don't know who they're up against. They're very much confident, seeing that they dealt that good amount of damage to the teammates. And now it's Neymar and Woke who are just getting damaged left, right, and center. I think another launchpad play could come into effect, but it doesn't look like it. There we go. That's what we love to see. The damage, however, on Neymar, if he gets beamed somewhat anyhow, he will find himself in a tough position. He needs to just relax quite a bit and heal up. Does look like Woke is gonna get those eliminations across the board for his team, and that's gonna help them out so much in terms of kill points, and they find themselves a chunk splash as well. They're able to heal up without needing to take those time and moments on minis. But does he get the piece control in? It doesn't look like it, but staying ahead of zone and topping is what is working here for Neymar and Woke. their HP now needing to be refreshed as he takes a couple minis and maybe even a time for that big pot. Woke just focusing on that rotation as a solo, as he should, to get them in a good position of zone right here. And it does look like Neymar, however, he's going to try steal height, and he does so indeed. Neymar on height, woke up on height to follow up behind Neymar right there. And there you go, guys. This is definitely going to be a winning game for Neymar and Woke. You have to say it over here, guys, first and foremost, because if you're on height in these sort of sticky situations around turbulent mountains and so forth, you will find yourself winning the game. And they have a chug splash to their name as well, as Woke is able to pick up yet again another elimination. And talk about a bloodbath that is coming out from Neymar and Woke right there. They got 2 tug splashes as well, so if they need to heal up going into the end game, they can definitely pull it off, and they could win the game to make a massive comeback. I mentioned to you guys quite earlier, guys, if you want to win the game, you need to win it from game number 3. You need to start clutching 3 out of the 5 games, and that's exactly what's happening here with Neymar and Woke as they try to deal the damage across the board. And we will witness that right here from Woke as he just frags out like a madman. Neymar to join in with Woke on the low grounds over here. And we can only wait to see exactly what the final decisions will lead to. Will it be a victory? Will it be more kills across the board? Woke just honestly trying to kill as much as he can, but it doesn't look too good. Now literally 5 players across the board, and it does look like Neymar and Woke are the only duo, if I'm not mistaken, in this position. It is a 2v1 situation. Neymar trying to find out where this enemy is. It does look like for the most part they will get this victory royale, as well as another elimination to their name. And that's how you guys win games, is grab height secretly, steal it, and dominate and conquer the entire game. Massive shout out for Neymar and them to keep their heads up, even though it was a tough position for themselves. You know, that's really where things sort of turn around for them. Hoping that that was good enough, though, for game number 3. We will have to wait and see what that means. But for Glubs and Psycho as well, we didn't get to see too much of their game, but I'm pretty sure they did extremely well. We can look at that statistics as we go into another break yet again for the LITE Winter Duo Cup. Game number 4 coming up, guys. So you're just going to have to wait and see what this will mean, though, for these players over here. A short break, and it is going to be ! raffle if you guys want to enter the giveaways we have on hand. 5 winners will be walking away with 30-day exit lag codes, and then 1 winner will be walking away with the 180-day exit lag code for themselves. So that's going to be very, very interesting. See you guys in just a bit. An extended break, and apologies across the board, guys, and I hope you guys are not too saddened by that. But a display of game coming out from Name on Work. You know, they know exactly how to utilize these aspects of height to their advantage, how to get as much eliminations when they are on height, and those sort of utilizations that they bring to the game. It's different. You never ever see such a gameplay unless it's like Rejects, Travis, unless it's Reapsy. Guys, talk about Reapsy. He's a massive high ground warrior. If he sees height, if he sees an opposition on height, he will go straight for it. Fortunately, we're unable to see Reapsy in today's finals as he arrives in PE with some internet issues. But he's a monstrous player, and I hope to see him in the heights yet again in the future. But you guys are all probably wondering, what's the leaderboard looking like? What's happening? Where's everyone? Has Neymar gone into the top 10? Was that good enough? Where are these players? No. Calm down, because it isn't the case yet, as Piano and Lurker still remain on top of the things. You know, that first place position, 152 points. Cod and Dabs making such a good, consistent gameplay. You know, getting 136 points for them. Punishers XFA, Ginger and Zaki's consistent, guys. I'm not even baiting, and I can even show you guys in proof, in writing, when I was warming up, you know, with my introductions. Hey guys, welcome to the finals. Some of the top players and most consistent players in the duo aspects is Ginger, and he's here to prove it. I haven't spoken too much about him because we haven't gotten his POV, so it kind of slipped my mind. But Ginger's been so consistent throughout the gameplay, so that's what we love to see. Xylo and Delex in 4th, LITE, CK and Boja in 5th. They need to clutch up game number 4. We want to see more of LITE Gaming in that first place position. We want to see them doing as much as they can for the LITE Gaming Duo Winter Cup. It's going to be very interesting to see exactly what that is going to be looking like. Dibs and Spooky, however, game number 3 just not looking in their favor, as well as Travis and Reject. It's time to pick up that pace. It's trying to bring up that massive gameplays that we did witness from Travis and Reject in game number 1. In 8th place is Asia and Alco. In 9th is going to be Potosh and Martin. And that's a beautiful 10th place for Rakic and Dekov as they rack up those points over there. But guys, prize pool is what they're all competing for, and that is a 9,000 rand prize pool across the board. So that's definitely gonna shake some boots up for game number 4. I can definitely tell you that. If who's his Neymar, and will continue with that consistency. We will see them replay the entire semifinals that they did. The question is, will they do so? Will they, guys? Let's go over to, the winners. Or not, let's not look at the winners, actually. Let's look at Moabs. We haven't watched Moabs in this entire tournament. I say we do so now, as they are off spawn type situation. And you can see it's a good drop spot for them. It's a mini base drop spot just above Orchard, if I'm not mistaken. So that does look like the mini base at Orchard, and the loadout that you do get out of this position is fantastic. But Moabs and Energy haven't come to the party just yet for the LITE Winter Duo Cup Finals. Maybe to this game number 4 is it. Number 4 is my lucky number. So who do you guys think I should be giving my luck to? If I say good luck, who do you guys think it should be? I want to see you guys, who you guys favoring the most, and then I'll give them my luck so that they can win the game across the board. Spam your guys' favorite teams in the Duo Cup Finals over here, and we'll definitely be giving them some of the luck from me, because yeah, I can hold that ground, and let's see what happens with it. But yeah, loadout from the mini base not looking as saucy as we expected to do so over there. I mean, a grey pump and a grey SMG, not the best, but he does manage to find himself a green pump over there, and that's really going to be juicy as well. So yeah, Moab's Energy showing up to the party with a mini base drop for them. Perf and Smiley, on the other hand, they haven't had their time of moment just yet. And we can see him healing up already, taking up quite the serious damage, and you can't rotate in water with it. So he needs to make note of that. So there goes Perv and Smiley rotating on the outskirts, quite close to actually Bojo and Siki. The steamy stacks. That is where we're going to be seeing Bojo and Siki. And if they come through with the W key and manage to find these players over here, it's just going to be a GG's in their books over there. But yeah, Pivot Smiley as well, haven't shown up to the party just yet. It's going to be interesting. I see Temperat going on social media, with despair. Not quite happy with what's happened across the board. Not quite happy with what has happened in the games for them. Guys, we've got to switch up some of these phrases across the board coming into play. I'm happy, if you guys have any recommendations to improve the casting across the board for the next show, by all means, guys, shoot me a DMs on what you guys think I should change up, and I'll be happy to learn from you guys. Has been the main frontier commentator for the Fortnite community. I'd want to represent some of the best, words coming out of my mouth. So for Temperat and Zara, they rotate out their POI into the mothership, or the pirate ship over here, and to loot up even more. But it does look like there is some oppositions around that lurk with the couple builds that we are witnessing, and it's always that juicy rotation that we get to spectate here from the players. And I'm seeing your guys hopes and dreams for me to think. I see Flaky says he hopes Zaki's wins, Delex and Xylo, and then I see one from Shadow saying CK and Bojo. For the most part, guys, I wish CK and Bojo the best of luck going into game number 4. Let's see whether or not that luck works out. There goes that juicy rotation across the board. It's the Ferrari. He's flying, and within seconds they cover up 600 meters. They can go in for that drop over there to secure themselves. A snipe, however, from the bridge. And now Temperat and Zoro can get that loadout drop that they need over here. I mean, you do get a secured launch pad as well from the drop, and that's going to be really helpful. And it's a deagle, but doesn't look like it's anyone's favorite in the team right now, as they're not going to be grabbing that. But let's go and see what is happening with Luca and the Quav, as they are top 10 right now, guys. And it does look like we come and join them in the right time. Player drops straight into Luka Rakic right here, but he wins the one-on-one situation, and it was a massive pump coming up from Luka Rakic. He does have the advantage. The entire team has the advantage right here. He's going to try line up an AR spam, and will he get the wall is the question. Now dropping into the pits over there. It does look like the player, however, falls to damage, and Daykov is able to get that siphon, which by all means he did take up quite a lot of damage, as witnessed over there. And that's a GG's from Daykov and Rakic. If they keep up this pace going into game number 4, guys, I can assure you they will do well in terms of ranking up on the leaderboard. And that's where things are going to be looking really juicy for the team right now. You know, Luka and Daykov have been duos somewhat now for 3 months, if I'm not mistaken. They've shown some really good, interesting gameplay, but they haven't, and if I'm not mistaken again, haven't won anything for their books. So hopefully this will be the case for the LITE Winter Duo Cup for them. But I see now Race and Genie finding himself in a tough position. Let's go jump on board with their gameplay as Genie gets knocked, and Race now needs to sort of focus on that rotation as a solo. He expands out quite juicy. It does look like maybe for the most part they've been very aggressive across the board. It's Swervy who manages to pick up that elimination on Genie, and Race trying to look for answers right here as he lines up a shot position. However, Swervy really quick. He does get a blank on screen. Does look like he's going to get himself eliminated. However, Swervy making that 1v2 play for the team. And that's going to be a oof in the chat, as Genie and Race not having the best of gameplays for them in game number 4. That shotgun and gold score can really be juicy with gloves. You know, the loadouts are starting to look so much better each game. And they line up a 3-2-1, and there goes a crack. Gloves now with a 36 on the body over there, and he's able also to put the pressure on for the team. And there you go, another shot to the Parasite, however, so that's not going to count any significant damage to the partner of the opposition. A full-on W key goes into this player, who they've managed to really deal with the damage, managing to crack the player right there. Gloves and Psycho playing it slow, not getting too aggressive and overconfident. It does look for the most likes that the duo do manage to meet each other. And maybe if they go left and right, they are able to just peek in quite the damage. Psycho taking a good amount of damage to himself, so now he needs to sort of retreat into a safe haven for himself. Gloves keeping up the pressure, the side jump not going into his favor. They're gonna box up, stick to each other, try to take a big pot if he can possible, and just see how the tables have turned. The opposition's really putting in a good gameplay and not giving up so easily. That's what we love to see here in the Fortnite South African community, is that, you know, even though they've been absolutely beamed, they still managed to turn the tables for themselves, and now they find themselves in the advantage on height. The zone closing in 40 seconds, so now a couple decisions need to start getting into play. Who disengages first? Who makes the rotation? That is going to be interesting to see. You know, Psycho being a competitive player for Big Five, is leading the party and team into a good position. However, Glubs absolutely beamed. Chug Splash needing to sort of reload on its end, so not enough users for the HP, and that pressure is still very much active coming in from the oppositions. Do they disengage from this successfully is the question we are all asking right now. Oh, Blue Pump, a gift from Haven. Now Psycho and Glubs can start that rotation. A petrol bomb or gas canister actually being exploded over here. You know, left, right, and center, Psycho and Glubs are just being focused on. You know, these rotations become extremely hard when your mats are depleted. Players are looking at you and giving you the attention you don't deserve. Does look like for the most part they're gonna use a launch pad out of this. And Psycho going full right to go behind, and a really good decision. This is what I was talking about just a few moments before. You know, Psycho being a well-rounded player for the Big Five and the only Fortnite player, if I'm not mistaken, for Big Five Esports. He's here to, you know, represent and we'll take a. They are being pushed by aggressive players. Psycho needs to come on Glubs. Glubs trying to find the moment for himself to get that 50 pot in, but Psycho has been taking a lot of damage himself. Four, 4, 7. That is the mat count we have here on Aiden, Ross, or Glubs more so. That's not going to be looking good going into the end games. If they survive this, they're going to need somewhat an elimination, a refresh, even if it means that. Will we get it is the question. Will we be able to witness that refresh coming into play? As we get a little bit of a internet disconnection, we do apologize across the board, but we are back now, guys, so don't worry about it. And it does look like it's a good pump on the players here, and do they get this elimination is the question. As the players try to disengage from this, Glubs is just saying no, 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 and they know exactly where the positions are lied right here. Glubs does take a significant amount of damage to his HP. Now down to 25. Psycho down to 4 HP. That was their last bit of consumables. The zone is going to be pushing in. And unless they don't heal with that Chug Splash, they're going to be eliminated over here. Nice pump from Glubs, and they 50-50 this. Psycho does get the 1v2. He's managed to clutch that up. Wow for his team. And just look at all that loadout and loot that they can get right here. But it does look like maybe they will find themselves in yet again another fight as a third-party situation gets involved over here. In fact, no third-party situation, as Psycho did clean up successfully. He wants to get this revive down because it can really do wonders for them. Once this revive is set in, we're going to leave here and go over to the other players and teams that we do have on board. But what a display of courage coming in for the players, Psycho and Glubs, as they managed to turn things around for them. On the other hand, does look like Temperat and Zoro are finding a much healthier game number 4 for them. Does look like they managed to get into the end games of the LITE Winter Duo Cup. Will they manage to stay consistent over here is yet to be known. But a good position for themselves. 50 players remain, and at least we are seeing a more slow competitive environment for these players here. top 25 officially as it stands. And it does look like, you know, Temperat and them, they really want to try and make the play for those zone mats. But you know what? You stay in your box. You're in a good position. You don't want to make any noise around you. Let's go over to Neymar and Woke, who have managed to secure themselves a good victory royale. You know, maintaining that heightened position. Game number 3 was really where it was all at. Beepo, on the other hand, he gets an elimination in the kill feed. And let these players sort of rotate right now, as Woke seems to be on height over here. Yep, Woke is always on height. You never will find him on the low grounds over there, so GG's. But really now is the question, is Goliath, Travis and Reject in a good position? It does seem to be the question over here as they make a rotation to the outskirts to make a W key play. It does look like this is a questionable move though. You know, the zone's pushing in. They haven't found any eliminations, but they find themselves getting a refresh over here. And an elimination, in fact. So it does look like, for the most part, their mat count's looking really juicy. They also got a launch pad to now make a play back into zone. But Travis is going to get knocked. And Rejects almost gets knocked. Temperat and Zorro most likely trying to make the rotation into the box over there. But Goliath, Travis and them find themselves in a halt as they get eliminated, so we won't put any pressure on them. It's Glubs and Psycho alive right now. Let's see whether or not this is the case right here. It does look like, however, Glubs was eliminated, and now Psycho is going to get focused up quite a bit. He's now down to 96 HP, and we can see whether or not he survived this. He is going to get full on W keyed, so Psycho and Glubs honestly not finding the best, and he's moving in circles trying to find a better way for himself, and he's going to get eliminated, unfortunately. So even though they've managed to clutch up that situation, Psycho and Glubs find themselves in a tough position, getting sent back to the lobby. And then all GG's across the board, because that was a really good sort of gameplay that we had to witness from Glubs and Psycho, you know, being pressured off the pressure, and they managed to sort of clutch up to a certain extent, however, as it just was not enough. Luca and Dukov here in this endgame's position, top 10 as it currently stands, but look at those eliminations right over here. They're going to use that launch pad to get into the 50-50 zone. For the most part, it does look like they're going to get absolute beam. Luca on 10 HP. It does look like this has managed, however, to separate them. No! Dukov also very quite low, and they find each other in a box, and they manage to stay alive for their dreams of placing here, guys, in the finals. We've got 3 seconds until we determine the first moving zone. Will it be on them? It's another max pool for them, but no worries, as they do have 6 red peppers that they can use to make those rotations right now. Does look like for the most part Luka, Rakic and Dukov are on the dead side rotation. However, Dukov now literally beamed all the way to 40 HP. Rakic gonna utilize the inflatable to get into the zone quicker. And maybe he can actually meet up with Dekov, who's managed to get ahead of zone, probably utilizing the launch pads that the oppositions had placed down. And we'll let Luca and Dekov sort of rotate freely in the end games right now without any pressure whatsoever on them. Temperat and Zorro in the end games over here as a solo. However, Temperat now needs to clutch up and get as much placement points as he can possibly. 27 players remaining. This is just game number 4, guys. We still got another bloodbath of a game to happen for us in game number 5. What an interesting rotation that we have on our hands here from Temperat. Will it be enough? He's down to 440 builds. That will definitely help him going into the last moments over there. But we'll go on board with Rakic and Dekov. Give them the showcase in talent, or the showcase on the broadcast over here. The rotation's coming to play. And oh, he almost scuffs up his teammate as he edits the ramp or the cone to only his advantage. The audio sort of cutting out here for Luka Rakic, but let's give him a watch, guys. Let's see exactly what clutch plays they are able to do as a duo. They're on the ultra low, a good place where you can honestly farm up placement points, and that is what they need, guys, because they are top 10. They have the elimination count to go into the end game, and it does look like for the most part it's not stopping here, as they will get some more eliminations and refreshes going into the last moments over here. Trying to gather some time to get the big pot in, and I think they have enough for both big pots to be used up right now. So good HP on hand over here. It does look like a psycho moment here for Luka Rakic as he just jumps into the player's box. He gets an elimination over there, and that's going to be GG's. 109 builds or 10 builds at hand right here for the players, but Dekov managing to find yet again another player, and they're just racking up those kills now on 10 players remaining, and they're still on the very much lowest of grounds over here as they move left, right, and center, slithering themselves in between players as he beams yet again, trying to make a play for that chug cannon so they can go into a kill off if need be. But a player in the zone, and Luka just turns back. He says hello, and with a pump, he sends that player back into the lobby. Luka Rakic trying to get those huge headshot plays, but unfortunately, the Parasite just not playing to his advantage as he hits a huge significant 100 right now. Dekov with the winning shot, however, and 11 eliminations. Just talk about a GG's in the books over here for Rakic and Dekov. No mats at hand, no worries. It's Dekov to clutch up that elimination. GG's, guys. That was a huge game for them. Being that they were top 10, they can literally walk into game number 5 either first or top 3. I can guarantee you that. But we're going to have to wait and see what the next games or what the leaderboard really means. We don't know what happened with Name on Work, where they were positioned. We don't know how far Rejects went as a solo, seeing that he was beamed. You know, Travis had died. Some questionable plays coming in from Rejects and Travis as well as they go in to the depths of zone to get their elimination and refresh. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't, as they risked Travis HP and he got knocked and eliminated, confirmed immediately. Questions, so much questions that we have to wait and find out, guys. But before we go into the break, guys, I'd like to remind you guys that after game number 5, we're going to be doing the draw winners for the giveaways over here, guys. It's 5 times 30-day exit lag codes that you guys could be walking away with. That is 5 different people in the stream that really walk away with this massive one. Another one is the 180-day giveaway that we have on our hand over here. How can you win that or any of these, guys? Is tag LITE Gaming on social media, whether it's on Twitter as well as your friends, guys, with the YouTube link to make them come and watch and join you in the final moments over here, guys, for game number 5. We'll just have to wait and see whether or not who will be winning, who is in the winning aspects of game number 4.
My whole life.
now, guys, we have come down to literally this dying moment of game number 5. Who will be walking away with that top 3 prize pool? Talking about the prize pool, guys, here is the breakdown for you. So that first place grabbing themselves 5,000 rand. I repeat, guys, 5,000 rand for first place, and then 2,800 rand for second, 1,200 rand for third. So literally this dying moment where we will be jumping into quite soon is very close right now. I mean, first place is not guaranteed. 200 points. Second place is 190. And in first is still Piano and Lurker. Talk about consistency. That's what you love to see. But Card and Dabs are catching up slowly. You know, they're having more consistent games than Piano and Lurker off of game 2, 3, and 4. So game 2, 3, and 4 is really where they've been catching up, doing the most. It's that game number 1 for them that puts them in the second place position. But whether or not that consistency builds up and goes into game number 5, we'll have to wait and see. Again, Ginger and Zaki's, guys, that consistency for them, game 1, clutch up. Game 3, clutch up. Game 4, clutch up. I mean, that there, if they do the same bits and pieces for game number 5, we could be looking at the champions over there. Luka, Rakic, and Dakov. Honestly, massive gameplay for them as well. 168 points. And, 78 points just in game number 4 alone. So for them, game 1 and 4 is really where they showed up some promising gameplay. Xylo and Delex with 156 points. We're going to have to see and wait to see if that means anything. For LITE, CK, and Bojo, they have had a tough sort of progressive gameplay for themselves as well. We're going to have to wait and see again as well if it means anything. For Travis and Reject, 38 points, not too shabby as a solo, but it is the last game over here, guys. If you don't win and you guys are in top 5, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Let's see whether or not these games have already started. We can go over now to the gameplays. We can jump on board with Temperat and see whether or not the game has started. 74 players queued. The game is going to be starting anytime soon. I can definitely guarantee you that. But who do you guys think will be winning this tournament? Do you think that consistency from Piano and Lurker will be carried on into the games? Or will we be looking at Card and Dabs, who by all means have been showing a much more consistent gameplay from game 2? So it's a matter of moment before we actually crown the first LITE Winter Duo champions. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how this pans out for some of these players. A lot of them also showing their emotions on social media, tweeting out some of these disappointment stuff. Guys, no worries. There's always next time. There's always that opportunity to grab the Vic Roy in the next couple of games, and that can definitely happen. Well, today, just not today, it doesn't determine the rest of the Fortnite ZA tournaments that we've had to participate in. Let's go jump on board, guys, with Travis and Rejects to see what they off-spawn. In fact, Luka, Rakic, and Dakov, winners over here. Hello, game number 4 winners. We're going into that game 5 right now. Let's see what these players have to say about it. So a good rally drop spot that they find themselves jumping 1,000 meters into the map. Again, guys, if you guys want to enter the giveaway, this is your last chance, because as soon as game 5 is done, we'll close off the giveaways. We have some important announcements, which, by the way, LITE Dawn will be joining us at the end of game number 5 to announce some special things for you guys. So let's see what those special things will be. So don't go anywhere. In fact, when the game's over, that's where we should be having our most peaked concurrent viewers. So make sure you guys are sharing the stream. I want you guys to go on social media right now, share it across the board, tag LITE Gaming as well in that tweet, and let them know that you guys have shared the stream across the board, Be active in the chat, guys, because that will bring the odds for you to win the giveaway. A good, very still to drop for them. If they were contested, Luka Rakic would have been dead over here. But it does look like, you know, for the most part, Misty Meadows is a very uncontested drop spot for them over here. And they're able to just utilize this to their advantage because they can either choose to play it slow going into the end games over here or choose to be aggressive. Whatever the case works for them, trust they know exactly what's at hand over here. Going over to Rome, Mike, and Aviva. Let's see exactly what has happened. Aviva absolutely beamed right now. Rome Mike's movement, very godly. He's able to move left, right, and center, but does look like they have them cornered. Rome Mike and Aviva not really in a good position as Rome Mike gets absolutely beamed. His HP very low right now. The consumables are looking a bit tight as they get full on W key. Can they turn the tables around is the question. We'll have to wait and see to find out. Romike and Aviva quite tough on mats, on HP. No more resources at hand over here. Does look like the player will get absolutely beamed playing with his cone, and I do apologize guys for the delay that we are receiving out from the Discord, but this is the best you can get honestly. So we can hear the sounds and it does look like they placed 33rd over there. So GG's to Aviva and Rome Mike. We'll have to wait and see where they place in their final positions, but yeah. Off spawn, it does look like Neymar has been doing somewhat decent. He's managed to get himself a couple eliminations as well. So he's, for the most part, it does look like he's been contested. 60 players remain right now, guys. And this is where the race for first place sort of comes into play, you know. Everyone wants to get those eliminations so that they can try to catch up to first place, so they can try to do the best they can. But will it be... Will we be seeing Rejects and Travis do the same? I mean, if they can get somewhat 80-point win again, which by all means I think it's not going to be physically possible, but if they could potentially push themselves into that top 3. Does look like Rejects and Travis are going to be double keen right here. They go left and right to get a better angle. And we know Travis has that sniper in his back pocket, so if he wants to hit a quick scope, he will. For crying out loud, hopefully we do witness it over here. Rejects taking a shot right now. Luckily, he's had the parasite on his head, else it would have been a serious amount of damage that we would have had on rejects. But that deflects only onto the parasite, and he takes no serious damage to his name. Does look like for the most part Rejects has taken the wall. Travis trying to get into the player's box, and he does so indeed, but now he's dealt a lot of damage, and that's GG's across the board. I think that was Spooky and Dibs. It was Spooky and Dibs. Spooky and Dibs gets eliminated here at Lazy Lake. Unfortunately, the aggressive gameplay that we have from Rejects and Travis will mean that Spooky and Dibs get eliminated, and we won't be seeing them in the dying moments of game number 5. So you can definitely tell the pace has changed dramatically from Rejects and Travis as to how they're playing right now, trying to get all aggressive, etc. That definitely is going to change how people feel about the tournament, because, you know, there was some clutch moments for some of these guys to even place better than where they're positioned right now. But Rejects and Travis, with increased W key moments, they will get those eliminations across the board. Does look like Exility finds himself in a tough play. But you know what? He's got that Parasite. That Parasite is his duo for the game number 5. Having seen that Vapors has been eliminated of Spawn already. So, GG's, man. Morg and B-Boy. I've seen Morg, you know, complain there and there. But they had a victory to their name. If they stayed consistent, we would have seen Morgs and B-Boy sort of clutching out big time. But consistency slacked quite a bit over there and there, and it does look like Morgs is going to try line up a snipe shot. It doesn't look like that connects across the board, and just quite laggy that we're getting in from Discord right now. So hopefully this fixes. It doesn't look like for the most part it will. So we're just going to have to move over to the next guy, unfortunately, where we had a really good scene coming in from Morg and B-Boy. Does look like Xylo gets eliminated and he's in. And that's a GG's in the books over there. I mean, for Ginger and Zaxis, we can't really spectate them right now. But if anything, they can clutch up and get first place. Goliath, Travis, and Rejects are positioned 10th. But I don't think it's going to be enough to go first place, or even third for that matter, depending on how much eliminations, of course, that they grab themselves in. And Agency, Luca, and DePaul find themselves disengaging as much as they can. I mean, I wouldn't want to be risking that prize money that they can acquire themselves, you know. So really good decision coming in from Luca and DePaul. Let's actually leave them, go spectate Neymar and Woke, who are in this position right now.
Having a great attitude will make you feel bulletproof. Feel bulletproof. Legal.
What I like about tier 1s, and pro players in the South African scene is that regardless of what the situation is like or how bad they've played, they never stop playing. They never stop playing. So for Neymar and Woke, they've had a tough tournament to their name. But did they give up? No. Did they stop playing? No. They still very much active, showing their competitive side over here. And that's what I enjoy about these top players in South Africa. The likes and, new players coming into the scene, or, your tier 2, tier 3s. If one game goes south, they're going to quit the tournament and be like, oh, I'm done, I don't want to play. Guys, that mentality won't get you anywhere. It starts with the mental, and then from there you can start working your way into the positions of winning. I mean, that's exactly that. It does look, for the most part, Neymar's sort of hunting, and he's found himself some prey. The question is, will he go in for the attack? We'll have to wait and see. No, it does look like they do rotate out of that situation. Neymar will happily rotate out of that situation. Let's go over to Tembrat and Zaro, who we've seen in the tournament as well. Oh, very much active gameplay that we are seeing as well from Tembrat and Zaro. 3 eliminations, and we're not even into the dying moments of game number 5. I'm just waiting to see who out of that top 3 remains alive and progresses into the final moments. It's gonna be interesting, guys. So if you guys are here, just know you are in for a treat as we reach the final moments we have on our hands. Zero and Tembra just making the rotations into the next zone, and I'm itching. I'm really itching to see what happens right now. It does look like Travis and, Rejects, they end up dying and getting eliminated, so it's done for them. Let's go over to Bean and Altus to see what's happening on their gameplay. Where they're positioned in the games. Under a stair, being W keyed for the most part. Unfortunately, again, guys, we can't be watching that laggy gameplay. It is sad that, being a prominent organization in South Africa, Elite Pro Series, we are unable to give you guys premium spectation with the Spectate tool. But hopefully in the near future, we'll be able to do so. Does look like we're going to stay on board with Neymar and them for a bit, guys, as we're going to the very last bits of moments. Oh, Neymar and them find a gift from heaven. It is parasites. How have these parasites not been acquired just yet? I've seen a lot of you guys liking and subbing. That there increases your chances. If you guys haven't liked the stream, if you guys haven't subbed to the stream, then, your chances are just not there. You're not going to be winning, guys. Make sure if you guys want to win your exit lag code giveaways that you do so. Does look like a bullfight of madness is happening here for Rejects, for Neymar and Rejects, as he lays some absolute beams onto his oppositions. He does get a knock, and Neymar showing that consistency in aim. We will get that full elimination. Oh! He's been absolute beamed. What was that? A triple dink? The zone right now is ticking up quite heavily. Woke now needing to sort of clutch up. He doesn't have that much HP and really nothing to lose if he doesn't even clutch up. But a horrific moment we'll see from him. Let's see exactly what Woke can do as a solo. Quiet moments here as the players, need to stop making those rotations in. It is the end games that we have right here as well, guys, with the players. And it does look like, for the most part, we don't have that much POVs, and it does look like Exility and Vapors. Exility still finding himself in the end games over here, guys. So that's going to be interesting. So Exility as a solo has managed to work his way into the center zone, and that's going to help his team out with a lot of placement points. And, not giving up to the very end, trying to get the best placement as you guys can. Some bragging rights, you can say I placed top 10 in the LITE Winter Duo Cup. The question is, will Exility earn himself enough points to do so? Couple players trying to make their play for height right now, and Exility just watching as the bloodbath of gameplay is in front of him. When one plays remain, he does now need to make the rotation into the 50-50 zone. And Exility just really staying still right here. Let's go over back to Neymar and Woke to see what's happening with Woke. Woke alive now, needing to make a full max rotation. And for the most part, it does look like his HP is low. Doesn't look like he's going to make out of this one alive. He's on 7 HP, and he does. Finds himself a good 76 pump as well while he's at it. But... oh! And the bullet does connect. Unfortunately, he will find himself getting eliminated over there. And that's the GG's in the books. Guys, it does look like we've come to an end or a halt with the streamers. All the streamers we have in Discord are sort of dying and dead. Except for Exility. Exility is still here. But yeah, no one else is able to stay alive. Lucas seems to be dead. Neymar's dead. Travis is dead. Sobsy Buzzy dead. We had over 15 POVs and they all seem to be dead. Except for Exility. Stay in mind, Exility is still in this one. Hopefully he stays alive. He does have that first moving rotation. And this could be a good display of skill from an underrated player. So let's see exactly what he can do as a solo right now. So Exility, with the advantage of first moving and a parasite on his head, he's able to stay ahead of zone right now. And for the most part, it does look like he's going to get focused somewhat or another, and he's going to lose his parasite. He can still stay alive, however, in this. So to pop a medkit to try get as much HP as he can possibly. And in 3 seconds, we're going to see him start making the run for rotation. And a good edit top coming in play for Exility. If I'm not mistaken, there's a low launch opportunity to his left, but it's not going to grab that. Instead, it's going to fall on top. Now almost out of mats as well. Exility trying to find himself a refresh with only 4 builds. Not even 4 builds. Does look like, yeah, no, it's 4 builds to his name right here. He's going to need an elimination of some sort. Maybe drops down into an old build and he misses an opportunity for pump. Turns around to negate from that situation, but he's almost out of HP as it stands. 3 builds still remain. Maybe he's able to find himself an elimination or a refresh anytime soon. Let's see exactly what Exility can do in this dying moment. Should have stuck with that medkit so he can stay in zone just a bit. No time to stay behind, as now his HP depletes. Finds himself an opportunity to get a kill, and he does so indeed. Needs to focus on the rotation. The zone pulls back, it looks like. Oh, and unlucky as he edits into a duo. And unfortunately, guys, that is the game over there. Doesn't look like we have anyone else who is very much alive over here. Yeah, no, all these players are dead and dealt with. Guys, that has been the tournament. We're going to have to wait and see who wins it, who comes out on top. But I think, you know what, a perfect opportunity while we have everyone's attention is to actually bring in LITE on to discuss a few things with you guys, make a few announcements. So let's introduce him before we grab those giveaways from everyone. I'm giving you a call LITE on if you're in the stream. It is a bit delayed, but wow. Talk about a tournament, guys. Yo, what's up, Don?
What's up?
I thought it would be a perfect moment now to, you know, lay down a couple words and things and announcements that you have planned, because we actually don't have anyone else to watch here.
Okay, cool. So yeah, stream, how's it? How you? I mean, hope everyone's enjoying it. I know I am at the moment. It's actually quite a nail biter. But yeah, the announcement that I wanted to make is that we're going to have this going on annually. We're going to host a LITE Winter Cup annually, and next one is going to be bigger, much bigger, actually.
Hey.
So yeah, I just hope everyone is going to be prepared for that and is excited for that as well.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I hope by the likes of things, guys, you guys must be spamming W's right now with this announcement. The goal here with the LITE Champion Series is to bring it annually, I guess, then, Don?
Yeah. So basically annually, and then at the end of the stream, actually, there's obviously the raffle. The guys need to be in stream.
Yeah.
But yeah, the raffle, and that's 5 exit lag codes, and there's 1 6-month code as well. So that's 180 days of exit lag that you don't need to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, for next year, so annually it's going to be awesome, actually. And as it next year, I'm not giving away the amount as yet, because it actually might be larger than the amount that has been committed as well. So so it might actually be larger next year. So that's why I don't want to give an amount just yet. But yeah, that's going to be exciting.
Well, for the most part, everyone can get excited because there is still yet to come another LITE Winter Duo Cup, or even trios or solos. We don't know what the format can possibly be laid out this time around next year with Fortnite, seeing that they constantly change. But a huge thank you to Don, LITE Gaming, the entire team behind the tournament, as well as the sponsors, Array and Exelag, myself, and I'm pretty sure the whole of Fortnite Saturday appreciates your contribution to the growth of Fortnite esports.
Yeah. And as I said, what's called guys watching, I hope everyone is enjoying. Hey, everyone is spamming W's in chat now. Sheesh. Oh my goodness. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so everyone's enjoying it. Lovely. And yeah, to those who obviously this thing did their best, you know what? It was awesome. Um, and don't give up. I mean,
Don't
you
give
guys
up.
are still good, and don't give up. I mean, that's what it's about. Like, I mean, you were speaking just now about like guys leaving games because they can't, they know they can't make the points and stuff. I mean, that's not the attitude to have. You need to have a positive attitude, a positive mindset, and yeah, this thing keep up with all the games, and you will get it, and you will get it for sure.
Definitely. Well, it was fun to hear that announcement over there, Don, and I'm really excited to see what this will mean for the future of Fortnite esports. And again, thank you so much for what you've done over here with the Winter Duo Cup. I'm looking forward to the next one.
No problem, Arrow. And Arrow, just one more thing. Love the casting, awesome energy. And yeah, this thing, guys, yeah, just make sure to obviously drop a like and a sub to Arrow's this channels as well. As well as EPS. And yeah, and Light Gaming.
Awesome. Yeah,
Light on
fantastic.
top.
Fantastic stuff
Cheers,
over
guys.
there. Thank you so much, Don. And we're going to be looking now at the winners of the tournament, guys, of the first ever. You heard it, first ever, because this is an annual thing. Let's go jump on board. And oh my. I told you that consistency matters, guys. I told you consistency matters as Card and Davs grabbed the first place of the first Winter Duo Cup, 5,000 Rand to the name. In second place is Piano and Lurker with 228 points. Just a smift of 2 points to the name. Ginger and Zaki's coming second, third over there. For Keaton and Storm, a juicy fourth place. And for Light Gaming, Punishers, Light Seeker, and Bojo. What a massive game to their name as well. 50 points to that extent. What a congratulations to these top 5 teams, but a massive shout out to the top 3. Cod and Davs coming in first, Piano and Lurker coming in second, Ginger and Zakis in third. Let's get some GGs in the chat for the winners over here. And now also, guys, for the giveaway that we have for you guys is the Light Winter Duo Cup comes to an end. We have 138 entries, and only 5 of them will be walking away with 30-day exit lag codes. And on top of that, guys, we also do have the 180-day codes given away. So as you guys can see, we are ready. We have closed the entries right over there. And that is boom. For the first 30-day giveaway, guys, we are going to be giving it to, drum roll, Frost ZA. GG's Frost ZA as you win yourself an amazing 30-day exit lag code. For the second winner, guys, is going to be Vibes. Vibes walks away, not only has a champion in the not as in champion as in one, but a champion as a solid man. Vibes gets himself a 30-day exit lag code. The third winner for that one is Ryder FMBR, and a GG's to him as well for winning himself a 30-day exit lag code. In fourth place is Hazard ZA with a fourth giveaway to him. And the fifth and last for the 30-day exit lag code, guys, is gonna be Cynics. So that over there is the 5 winners for the 30-day exit lag code. But who will be walking away with the 180-day is going to be the question as we draw the last winner, guys, for the 180-day giveaway on the exit lag days. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the 180-day winner is no other than Muzz, who grabs himself a 6-month win on exit lag. We'll be in contact with all the winners, guys, to distribute those giveaways for you. But a massive GG's and a huge thank you to Exit Lag, Light Gaming, and Soraya for these giveaways. And not only for the giveaways, guys, but for that juicy 9,000 Rand prize pool that we have on our hands of here. It has been a massive one, and I hope you guys really, really enjoyed it as much as I did, because it was, it's new. It's always new to have different winners. Card and Davs grab first place, Piano and Lurker second, Ginger and Zacky's. For me personally, and I'll show Zacky's proof. I'll show Zacky's. Hey, like, look, I spoke about you in my pre-warm up. I said, you know, champions in duos. It's always been Ginger. Ginger won in the previous duo tournament with Crispy in February, and then we had only the other duo tournament right now, which he's come back for this one, the LITE Winter Duo Cup. Ginger has shown up to par with these newfound duo Zackies, where they come third place. Massive GGs across the board, and a thank you to each and every one of you guys that stuck by through to the end and left a like, hit that subscribe button. But it's come to an end, and with all good shows, we must say that's been a wrap. See you guys in the future.